Hi students, we are going to go through some problems here for 5-2. The very first one I'm going to go through is number 1. Okay, so look up, if you did get this one wrong, look it up in your book. You're going to look up hypertrophy. Okay, so with this we have with the adenoids and with the tonsils. Okay, so in your book, this is the exact same index in which you will have. It's just easier for me to show you in this format. So again, I look at my main term, I look underneath it, I see adenoids, and then I see with tonsils. So go to the back of your tabular book now. Okay, it may take a little bit to get there. And then you will see that it covers everything. Okay, so J35.3. Okay, the next one we have fibrocystic disease, and we have it of the breast. Okay, so I've had students go about this a couple of different ways. It usually takes us back to where we need to go. So when you look up the word fibrocystic in your index, okay, main term here, I'm going to go to disease and then I look at breast. Okay, now it tells me to go to mastopathy. Okay, so what you now need to go to your M's in your alpha index and go by what this is telling you. If you need to pause the tape to get to that spot, I'd advise you so. Okay, so once we get to where we need to go, okay, so with this, we have cystic. So I have 960.1. And your book should have the exact same thing with that little dash, meaning we need more digits. Now you need to go to your tabular. So again, pause the tape, go to the tabular in the end section, and look up code 960.1. Okay. When I look to see what I have here, for number 2, it is with the breast, and it doesn't state left or right. Okay, so at that point, I'm going to code it as unspecified. Okay, so let's go the next big one that we had. Let's go ahead and go to mastoiditis. Once again, type it all in your index. Okay, with this, we have a couple, see, look at here, we have suppurative, which is in parentheses. So we know that's going to be included in anything down here below. Okay, so with this one, it is acute. Okay, and it is also subperiosteal right here. So I'm going to go to H70.01 in back in my tabular because I need another digit. So pause the tape, get to H70.01. Okay, hopefully you're back. And here it does not state it's with the abscess. We have everything covered in one statement. Okay, unspecified year. So this is right here, H70.019 is my code. Okay, so the next code here, you're going to look up hernia. Again, my main term's hernia. So I have a hernia. We have a couple of different things here. It's recurrent, it's direct, it's inguinal, and it has gangrene. Okay, so we got lots going on here. So let's go with the type that we have right now. So in your index, keep looking down. Okay, here we have inguinal, correct? Okay, so with that, we look down here with gangrene, which we have, okay? And we have recurrent, and look it up here. See how direct is in parentheses and indirect? So that means it's included with this. These again are my non-essential modifiers. They, again, everything listed here can be included in this type of hernia. So I go down to recurrent. I'm going to look up K40.41 in my tabular to make sure there isn't any excludes, notes, anything else that tells us, hey, I need more. Okay, so we're going to go with K40.41. Okay, the next one, if you had wrong too, this is acute upper respiratory infection with influenza. Okay, so with this one here, just go to the main term influenza in your alpha. Okay, so when you look up influenza, and a lot of times you can get there by possibly infection, you know, it just depends. So if I can't get to where I want to go with under influenza, I could probably go to infection. So let's see here, we have influenza, and then let's go to with respiratory manifestations since this patient has acute upper respiratory infection. So let's go ahead and look up J11.1 in the back of your book. And you will see here that everything again is included. Okay. All right. So we have the next one, a benign cyst of the right breast. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with cyst. Okay, let's go down to breast. Okay, so hopefully, again, make sure you pause this tape off and on, because that is just going to help, because sometimes my code book right now, it locks up on me, which it just did. All right, so we have benign cyst of the breast. Okay, so if I look here, I have cyst, I have the breast, and right here in parentheses is benign. So I have my first start of my code, N60.0. Okay, and you see the little dash here, that means I need another digit. Pause the tape, go in your tabular, and look up 960.0. And we know it's the right breast, so it's going to be N60.01. Okay. I'm going to go down to the fracture one, just because I'm not going to run through each one. If you have one that I skipped, let me know. When we code fractures, okay, always in your alpha index, go to fracture, then go to traumatic, okay, because pathological, again, that has to be a bone disease. So let's get to traumatic. So here I'm at fracture traumatic, and we did the acetabular column. Okay, right here. So we have the acetabulum. We have the column, which is right there. Okay, and I'm going to keep looking to make sure that everything is covered in that one code. We know that it was anterior because it states that. So I go down to anterior, and it was displaced. Okay, so I have S32.436 because non-displaced. So look that up in the back of your book. A lot of you had this incorrect. Okay, just to help you out on this one. So S32.436. Okay, you need to go to the beginning of the category S32. When you get to S32, you're going to have a little box, and that little box, sorry about that, is going to tell you what seventh character you need to have. So your code should have this little plus, or I think it's in front of it, stating you need another code. So S32 at the beginning of the category should have it's like a light blue, light gray type box. And once again, that's going to tell you what you need. Here's the bad thing with my electronic book. I'm going to click it. It will pop up just so you kind of know what it looks like. So again, S32436. Look it up in the back of the book. Now you got to go to the beginning of S32, the category itself. And you need to decide, since this is subsequent, okay, which is going to be my D. So you need a seventh character on there. Okay, here's the deal with number 9. most of you had J47.0, and that's fine. I did not take any points off for that. If you did not have J20.9, I actually really don't agree with the coding book on that one. So we'll talk about that one further. The other, probably the last two, 11 and 12, were the only two that I've seen a big issue with. So let's go ahead and go to dementia. Again, make sure you're pausing my tape so you can get to these main terms and follow along. So we have dementia with aggressive behavior. Okay, so this one's pretty cut and dry. Once you get to your main term, it's right there. So double check that back in your tabular. Everything's covered. It does say additional code, but we don't know if they're wandering or not. Okay, last one before my time runs out, we have degeneration. Okay, and we have retinal. So let's go. Again, make sure degeneration is your main term. Retinal is going to be my subterm. Okay, which here we have retina, and it says hereditary. Okay, now this takes us to another route. Okay, so pause the tape, go to dystrophy, retina. So again, pause the tape and go to this main term now. Okay, so with that, it takes us right to the code we need, H3550. Double check it in your tabular in the back of the book. Make sure there's no exclude notes. Right there it is. Hopefully this helps. Keep in mind, replay this tape, pause it so you get the answers you need. Again, if anybody has any questions, let me know.